memorize the A notes?
Yeah, exactly. These are not necessarily only A's because we'll do this in other positions too. So, but it's for to memorize where that home plate is. Where's home plate? You got to know that in order to play your, your bases and stuff like that. So that you run around the bases and whatnot. You got to visualize that baseball field.
Oh, okay, so in like home place where I would end
You could
the
start
note.
there. You could end there. That's the most important
Okay,
base.
just to sound good.
Yeah, exactly. And the other three notes, we have the 1, 3, 5, and I guess you could say 8, 1, 3, 5, and 8, because 8's the same as 1. But if you're sort of playing 1, 3, 5, and 8, you could consider those as the other bases. You got the home plate, and then you got first base, second base, third base. You can sort of run around them. That's the triads. That's what we're playing today. We're only playing bases. We're jumping from one base to the next without trying to run. We're literally jumping across. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so these are all just ones. Now, let's try the same thing, maybe in a different location. Like, let's go to the 3rd fret over here, and sort of repeat the same thing. At this point, we're playing G's, because G is on this 3 right here. So I'd suggest to start with just the IMP, which is the 1 right over here, this first exercise. Index, middle, pinky. This is index, middle, pinky, 3rd fret, 5th fret, and then 8th fret down here. And just kind of play the little pattern. So not only is it a good thing for memorizing your theory and your notes and stuff, it's also a good stretch for technique.
Yeah. So are all these G's then?
These are all G's, exactly. So if you're playing in the key of G, now you know where the home plate of G is. So you could play these little triangles off of G, and then you'll get, your skill for G. Let's go up a little further to maybe the 8th fret up here. This is going to be the C note. So 8, 10, and then the 13. Let's try it right there. Watch that middle one there. It's 8, 10. It should be on the...
Is it?
Yeah, that sounds good. Very good. So now those are your C notes. Now let's return to the other octave thing here, which was we have the 3 octaves, and we also have the 4 corners. Can you find the 4 corners of C? You got to try to figure out which dot it is. You got it. Nice. All right. So this is good. So now we've sort of gone through a couple different examples of this. Now, let's finish this up with the triangles. Let's complete our little thing. That's what the 3rd level here is. It's 1, 3, 5, and 1. This is what I'd like you to try to play when you're jumping around between these octaves. Okay, so we're going to start with a 1, then a 5, and then a 3, and then back to 1. And here at this point, we just want to jump around as crazy as you can. Okay. This just helps you to memorize where these positions are.
We're playing this same thing, just in like a different order.
Yeah. So now we're doing a 1, 5, 3, 1. So if we label these numbers, this is a 1, and then we have our 3, which is played with our pinky. Our 5 is played. Now we're playing the actual triangles at this point.
So is it helpful for me to like memorize what a 1, 3, and 5 is?
Do you see the screen here?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go. So that's 1, 5, 3, 1 right there. Now, do you know why these numbers are labeled 1, 5, 3, and 1? Let's say these are the notes. What's up?
Because that's the first A note. I don't know.
Okay, so basically, if we start from the letter A and we start counting up the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A again, you're gonna get 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is C, 4 is D, 5 is E.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now we're playing an A, a C, and an E. 1, 3, 5. Matches up with those letters. It's simple. I know it's weird at first, but it's pretty simple.
Better way to memorize the letters with the numbers instead of just the letter?
Well, eventually you do want to memorize these letters, but it's better to Well, you kind of want to do them both at the same time a little bit, but you definitely need to know the numbers as well. You have to, because in various situations, you want to think more in terms of numbers than in terms of letters. The letters don't mean anything. Numbers mean something. It's a distance, you see. If I
Okay.
say, letter E and letter D, it doesn't mean anything. But if I say it's a perfect fourth, a 1 and a 4, that means something. Now it has a relationship. See, it's 4 spaces apart.
Got you. Okay.
Right. Okay, so 1, 5, 3, 1. Nice. So you go to the next position. And the next. Nice. And just start jumping around. Try to do this a bit. A couple more times. All right. Very good. So one of the hardest things that people tend to struggle with is coming like this way when you go up from the top and you come backwards.
Yeah.
But you see, it's always important to focus on where the 1 is. That's why I have us do this 1 concept, because your 1 is your home plate. So anytime you're playing in any scale, in any position, anywhere, you have to know where 1 is. That's your root.
Okay.
So you got to know where home plate is in order to have, if you wanted to find the 5, how can you find the 5 if you don't know where 1 is?
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
1, 1. Wait.
just got to find your 1.
But yeah, what you were doing with the index finger, that's the 1.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and even for 7s, like, or for 6s, or for 2s, or anything, it doesn't really matter what number it is or what letter it is. Well, I guess you could find letters, instantly. But numbers, if you're thinking about numbers, then you have to know where 1 is. Otherwise, you can't find that number.
Okay.
So now let's take this into context, and let's go and put on another track over here. So if you actually go back to your student account here, and you should be able to click the A minor right here. And there's just a little backing track that I found for us. And then you could click play on that. It should start playing for you. Just a little lower. Now, by the way, you can lower the volume of the video here. So that way you could hear. Huh?
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so that way you could hear me a little bit better, and then you could hear this
Yeah.
a little quieter. Cool.
Wait. Is that good?
Sure, it's okay for me. Go ahead and play your guitar. We want to make sure that it's about the same volume there.
Okay.
All right. Focus only on those 3 notes, and well, just try to play around with it.
Okay.
Nice. And then where's the highest A as well? Remember that? The highest A? The last A.
This one?
The pinky on the 17th fret.
Oh, yeah.
The super high one. Use the pinky there.
Pinky?
Yeah. There you go.
And then...
And you just go back into your other 3 positions. That's the last note, the final note.
Damn, that's hard to remember.
Yeah, it's hard, right? Very good. Can you play a 3?
What's up?
Can you play a 3?
A 3. Oh yeah. Let's see.
Nice. How about a 5?
Got a 5.
Sounds good. Okay, so that was the first track there. And of course, this is really simple, right? It's really easy.
Yeah.
But still, you know, you got to practice it a bit and sort of
Yeah.
internalize it. And, well, we start here because this is the most important. This is our base. For everything else that we do, we always come back to these 3 notes eventually. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And, you know, essentially, let's think about the stages that we have of improv. This is also really important here. These little improv stages. The first stage is drilling, right? So did you notice how we had to do a lot of drilling
Yeah.
for you to memorize where that shape was and what to do?
Yeah.
The next stage is going to be discovery stage, and this is has a lot to do with guessing and playing random stuff, right? Because you're just kind of and think of this like forced sloppiness. So a lot of the things that we do for improvising, I'd say about half of it is going to be discovery stage. Half of the improvising stuff that we do is discovery. So I want you to just like basically just play as sloppily as you can. Of course, you're always playing the correct notes, but just play anything that you can think of. Try to come up with new shapes, new fingerings, new like positions, new chord shapes, new like contort your hand into weird positions. Because right now what you played was good. You went through the different 3 octaves, but there were a lot of things that you missed.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that you can do than to just, you know, be in 1 octave here and then go to the next octave here and the next octave here, right? You can combine octaves.
Yeah.
You could do different shapes and stretches and, you know, skip strings. You could do different techniques and whatnot. So, you know, in the discovery stage, that's our chance to, like, do as many crazy things that you can and just force sloppiness out of your guitar, okay? Force sloppiness. Once we do that stage, the problem is a lot of guitar players will try to improvise and they'll jump straight to they'll attempt to jump straight to the fluency stage where they want it to sound good with the music.
Yeah.
You want it to sound good with the music because, you know, you want to have fun and it sounds good and yeah, it all sounds good. But that's not really the best way to do things because the fluency stage only comes from the culmination of these 3 previous stages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, you know, in order to get good fluency, you have to do drills and you have to force sloppiness, and then you have to guess and figure out what stuff sounds like, and see what you can do and try different positions, and that doesn't sound good. It sounds like a mess, but you're trying it to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next level is control. See, in control, I'm going to give you prompts. I'm going to give you, like, restrictions, rules that you have to follow so that you have to be in control. Otherwise, you're not following the rules. And once you can follow the rules really well, then you get much better at your control over your guitar playing. See how this is like a discovery is like a mess, and you have to then take that mess and put it into control. And then once you can do that, now you've got fluency. And fluency is just kind of like, you know, trying to make it sound good, just for fun. Like you're finally playing, This is 3 levels of practice, and this is 1 level of playing. So we want to try to avoid the fluency stage for a long time. So while we're practicing together, most of the time I'd like you to focus on just being really sloppy and playing discovery. So let me show you what that even means right now. And then I'll show you a little bit with, well, we can't really do control for this exercise, but I'll show you a little bit of what discovery means and a little bit of, maybe my attempt at fluency here. There's not that many notes, so it's not like we do all that much, but I'll just give you some examples here real quick. I'll do the same song here because it's easy. It's an A. Hopefully I'm in tune. All right. So here's discovery. You see what I'm doing with my hands?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what can I do? Where are all the shapes? Can I visualize that? I don't care what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'll try doing some fluency. You can see the difference there, where I'm trying to riff, I'm trying to make it sound like it works with the music, trying to make something that sounds good. Well, those are 2 different things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people are sort of maybe embarrassed to try the discovery stage. It doesn't sound like anything, it sounds like a mess.
Yeah.
But you gotta do it.
So you're not hitting any other notes outside of the triad?
Right, for now.
Or this is an octave?
Yeah, these are the triads, and those are the 3 different octave positions that you have. Because remember, it repeats. It's A, C, E, A, C, E, A, C, E.
Yeah.
We got 3
Oh, yeah, the
stories.
octave is the higher pitch.
Yeah. You could think of this we have 6 strings on the guitar. The low 2 strings are your low octave. The middle 2 strings are the middle octave. And the high 2 strings are the high octave. 3 octaves. And then you have your final note, which is up here. The 4th octave. Which usually you don't play in the 4th octave. All right, so let's go ahead and try playing maybe another key here. We'll stick with these minors for now for this week. Maybe you could try to figure out what majors are, but we're gonna have to spend a little bit more time on this. Obviously, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 different positions, 3 different triangle shapes. We have the minor shape, we have the major shape, and we have the diminished shape. Well, why don't we try doing the major as well? Okay, the major is slightly different. I've labeled it out here. On the left side, you see the minor, and on the right side, you see the major. You know the difference between major and minor? Well, here it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
One's slightly bigger. The major is slightly longer.
Oh, there's a fret in between each.
Yeah, so it's these from 1 to 5, it's the same, right? You see that? It's 1 to 5, it's the same. But from 1 to 3, we have 1 extra. See?
Yeah.
So there's just an extra fret here. So this is more like a isosceles triangle, and this is I don't even know what they call them anymore, but yeah. So this one has 2 equal sides here, and it's going to be a major. So we have to remember which letters are major and which letters are minor, and then what's the only letter that is diminished. We could see here, I've separated them out here for you. So the A is going to be the minor, D is minor, E is minor, C is major, F is major, G is major, and then we have B is diminished. So you're going to want to sort of practice all these different letters with the corresponding shape. Well, let's head over to the C and see what we can do.
Wait, is there any such thing as a C minor?
There is, of course. You can do anything you want to for anything, but for right now, we're just going to focus on this until you start to understand why.
All right.
Once you understand why, it becomes a lot easier to go into other keys.
Okay.
Okay, so here's C. This is the 8th fret. Remember that you have like a equal distance here between, this is 8, 12, and 10 over here. There's the shape you can see. Sounds good. And then you just go into the 3 positions like we did before. There it is. And then where's the high octave? The 8 right up here. Oops. This is going to be in between the last 2 dots.
Between. Oh, okay.
Okay. Because our first note is in between the last 2 dots, and therefore the last note is in between the last 2 dots.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah, because after the 2 dots, it's the same layout, right?
You got it. All right. So that's going to be sort of our triangle shapes for C.
Okay.
If this is pretty easy for you, you can go ahead and start the track whenever you feel confident, and just kind of play around with it again. I'd suggest to do as much discovery as you can. So just try to like throw these notes together. Don't try to make it sound good yet. We're gonna get there to making it sound good. But right now, just try to do as many combinations as you can. Just try to just make it sound as sloppy as you can. Forced sloppiness. That's what discovery really is.
Okay. I'm just trying to get down.
Try to get the shapes down. Try to visualize all the positions. Try to stretch your hand and play, multiple octaves together. Try to make different chord shapes out of this. Try to do weird stuff that you wouldn't normally do because it doesn't sound good.
Mm-hmm.
But you're discovering things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to start it.
Let's try it.
All right. Oh yeah, I gotta play that. Oops. Is this? Oh, we're doing a different key. What?
C major's here on the left.
All right.
By the way, the 5, which finger are you using to play 5?
I'm using my middle finger.
Middle finger, very good. Yeah. And then play the highest octave too, the highest C. Yeah.
Yeah, forget about that.
Nice, nice. You're trying some new chord shapes there. Very good. Keep in mind, you can combine octaves. You can combine the middle and the high, or the low and the high.
Oh, okay. It's pretty hard.
It's a little difficult to visualize all this stuff together. That's true.
Yeah. So when you're saying like making chords out of it, that would be like this would be a chord.
That's a little chord there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can add more notes in it. You got 4 fingers, right? 4 strings,
Yeah,
four
yeah,
fingers.
yeah. Oh,
Usually
shit.
2 sounds really good, 3 sounds pretty nice, 4 can be a little bit too much, but you can get 4.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's 6. So all this is in C
That's a C
major.
major right there. That's right.
That's cool.
That's crazy how like we're already doing inversions.
Oh, really?
It's an inversion of C, isn't it?
Inversion.
You know what
So
that is?
what's an inversion?
Well, there's a lot of different ways to play a chord, right?
Yeah.
So any new way that you can play a chord is another inversion.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and
So
I
you're
mean,
making it up.
hmm?
So you're basically just making it up?
Yeah, you're kind of making up new positions each time. I don't like. I know some standard inversion shapes, but in general, I just try to make new chord shapes anytime I want to
Mhm.
play a chord. I mean, yeah, like there's the standard positions that you can easily go back to, but it's always nice to just come up with a new shape right there on the spot. It's fun.
Yeah. So like
Yeah,
if you're doing like a little solo, you like hit like a chord in it or
exactly,
something.
exactly.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, usually inversions are super advanced things, but we're already doing them.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
pretty
it's really
sweet.
easy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You see, and that's why like I've got this sort of way to look at the guitar neck that it's kind of this way that this system I've sort of I don't know why it's not very common to look at things this way, but I
Pretty
don't know.
smart, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to me
Yeah, it's already opened up a lot of things for practice.
for sure. Okay, so I think that's probably good for today. So let me just sort of refresh what we got to do here. So we've got oh yeah, by the way, there's a Triad Octaves workout, which if you look at the workout tab right here, you'll see the notes. You're just going to want to go through all the different octaves in each location here. There's a lot of them. So we'll go over that, next time and stuff like that. You get the Triad Octaves workout. You have all the different keys that you want to be jamming in here to learn all the octave positions there. And then there's 2 other like little songs here. These are pretty easy. So, if you want to go ahead and just try to like figure out these 2 songs, that would be a very good thing.
All right.
Now, you don't have to do this all in 1 week. We're going to, again, refresh next time, go through all this stuff again and give you some scores. For today, we can give you some scores already. Here's the matrix here for you.
Okay.
We're on the Triad Octaves here. And for today, I'll give you, I'd like to give you a lot of points because you're pretty good with it already. But you haven't done very many of them. We've only done, 2 of them. So I'll go ahead and give you 3 points just because like you're like you've learned it very quickly, but in order to get more, you just have to do more of the different keys here, and then do the
Okay.
Triad Octave workout, and then you'll be able to get really high scores on this. This is very easy to get high scores on because it's very simple, isn't it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
pretty cool.
Now,
So how often? What were you saying?
yeah. So you're probably wondering what we should do from here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go back to the myguitarlesson.com here, myvirtualguitarlesson.com, this is the main hub. This is where you'll be able to find all your like different levels. Right now we're still in blue belt. You could think of it as it's the blue belt I can cry. This is the third book.
All right.
So we're starting here. That's pretty impressive because, like I said, I mean, usually players don't reach level 3 in their first year.
Oh shit.
But hey,
That
you
means a
know,
lot,
it's
actually. Yeah.
you practiced 8 hours a day for the first few months, so you know you deserve it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really, it doesn't really matter how many years it is. It matters how many hours you put into it.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
true. Yeah.
so just count up those hours. It's like, you know, if you put in 500 or 1,000 or 200, several thousand hours, like you can fit that in a year. It's not that hard. You
Yeah.
just have to just do it. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But usually students tend to practice only with me, maybe a little bit by themselves and stuff. So I have a couple of different like notes or like little videos here. Essentially, you have the practice materials there, and what I like to do is have people sort of send little recordings to me. So you just click the record button here, and then you join the Discord channel here. I mean, you don't have to do that, but you know, if you have some questions about that, maybe later.
So then, oh, if I have a question, I just send the video in. You guys respond.
This is actually, if you click this record button, it'll take you to a MP3 recorder. You record the MP3 like this, and then you click stop there, and then you save and share. You'll get the little link in a moment. Yeah, so here's your link. Just copy that, and then you could either send that to my email or, you know, text me or whatever, or I like to do a level up thing here, so you just click that, you'll be invited to my Discord channel and stuff like that.
All right. Wait, what's the Discord channel?
Go ahead and click level up there, and let's see what happens. I'm not sure. And then just, you know, click continue, and you should be able to you know, join it. There's a specific there's like a channel for each level. Each lesson has its own little channel, so that way it doesn't get too cluttered.
Oh shit.
No big deal, by the way. You know, you could just email me or whatever
All right.
if you want to send me recordings and stuff. So that way, like, you don't have to wait for the next lesson for me to like give you scores, because, you know, if you do really, really well on your own, you could just send me recordings, and then I'll give you more points, so that next time we don't have to review that. We don't have to do it again. We just go forward, or I can even level you up without my help. Let's see if you can, you know, go further in the course without me. You know what I mean? And you just keep sending me recordings. I'll keep pushing you forward. It's all up to you, man. Your progress depends on you know.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be practicing a lot.
Sure.
How often would we meet though?
So I do once a week, and there's two different options here. We either do 45-minute lessons, or we do 75-minute lessons.
How much would the 75-minute ones be?
That's going to be $200 a month here for the 75-minute per week.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not too bad at all. Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
So if that looks pretty good for you, then you can go ahead and, you know, click that button, and we'll get you signed up there. This is all sort of automatic, so it's not going to charge you today. It's going to charge you in 7 days. So if you want to go ahead and sign up for that, you know, go ahead and do that within the next you know, today or whatever you want to do, and it'll wait 7 days before charging you, because, well, obviously, if we meet next week, that would be the first day.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you basically get 7 days, you know. Okay. To change your mind, if you wanted to change your mind here. You know, I don't want to press you into anything, so it's I think it's really fun to teach people, and so that's why I've, you know, set this up. It's nice and easy for you guys, and I want to make it easy for you to progress yourself forward without my help if you need. You know, that's why I offer the recording thing. You could just send it to me, and I'll give you some scores. And make sure to keep checking your tracker here. This will really help to, you know, show you where you are in the course and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and check off these two songs here, Purple Haze and Crazy Train, so that hopefully next week, hopefully we can, I want to cover all these songs here. So
I got one of those. That's it.
you already know one of these?
Wish You Were Here. I learned that one.
Oh, okay, good. Well, this is going to be the solo for that song.
Oh, the intro?
Yeah, the intro solo.
Oh, yeah, I got that one. Yeah.
Nice. All right, great.
Sick.
Yeah, these are just some simple solos and some simple songs, but in the next book there's gonna be a lot harder songs. So just want to make sure that your technique is up to par.
Okay. So like, your string mutes and all that, we'll learn that. Because I always like ring out strings and stuff. I feel like
Well, yeah. I mean,
just like whatever.
there are ways to mute strings. I admit that I haven't really put in a lesson on string muting, but I have done a lesson on how to mute with your right hand. So I feel like with the left hand you eventually kind of learn how to mute strings because you just touch the string with your finger and
That's
it
true.
mutes the string. But really what you need to learn is pick muting. How do you mute with this hand?
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, see, that's the secret.
All
Because
right.
this hand only has a limited amount of muting it can do, because if you're playing down here, how are you going to mute these strings, What are you going to do? This? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No, you got to mute like this. So you touch those strings, you play down here, and then you mute the low strings. See?
Oh, shit.
But that's for advanced picking. Realize that there's three different levels of picking. There's sort of like pick comfortably however you feel comfortable, and I won't say anything. That's level 1. Level 2 is I'll give you some pointers on what you might want to do for your picking habits to get into a better position. And level 3 is going to be the sort of professional grip, where you're going to have to work at that really hard to try to get that good grip going. And we're going to wait, we're going to do a little bit of that here in this last level here.
All right.
This is hard, man. It's not very easy. So
No.
we take it slow.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, man. So hopefully this was pretty cool for today. Did you kind of understand how this works, and do you think that was helpful?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how to read that stuff yet.
Oh, the
though.
tab?
Yeah, I don't know how to read tabs.
Ah, well then.
I bet you just look up YouTube video.
We'll have to do that because all the songs are written in tabs.
Oh, that'll be helpful to learn that though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so next time, we'll go through these two songs and do a little bit more of this. I mean, this should be pretty easy for you to get down for this week, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions or anything?
Well, like, so we can learn like different genres of music, like blues and all that type of stuff.
Well, I'm going to empower you with the ability to know what each note will sound like before, hopefully, eventually. You'll know.
Oh yeah, now I just know how to play blues.
What's up?
No, you can keep going. My bad.
Yeah, essentially, you're going to choose what you want to play,
Oh yeah, because I already know the stuff.
Because you know what the scales sound like. You know what the notes sound like. I don't necessarily have a particular genre. I guess you could call it rock, but it is very bluesy. Like if you learn pentatonics, it's gonna sound more bluesy. You could make it sound like metal if you wanted to. You could make it sound like punk if you wanted to. So it's all up to what you want to play. So you put on distortion and you play it with power chords, and then you play some simple things. It sounds more like punk. But if you start playing faster and you start, cranking up distortion, it sounds like metal. If you play without distortion, you play more slower, maybe it sounds like blues. It's all up to what you want to play.
Okay. Sick.
Yeah. Any more questions?
I
also have and also over here, there's the get started thing, which might answer, anything else you have. So, you can sort of see, what we have here, the setup, the download, the zoom is. It's not that difficult. But one thing you might want to take a look at is the guitar basics and the practicing strategies here. Practicing strategies are going to be really important. Repetition frequency, memory techniques, the musical senses, and sloppy playing.
All right.
Yeah, this is some good stuff.
Sweet.
All right, man. So, but as far as timing goes, as far as the calendar, this would be totally fine for me right here at 5:30. Would that work for you every week? 5:30 on Wednesday?
5:30 Wednesday. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that should work.
Okay. Um, if that's fine for you, then we'll go ahead and keep that.
Okay. Yeah,
Cool.
and I'll just let you know if there's any changes with that because
Sure,
of
sure.
school or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And I think I'm getting some sort of a new job eventually. So we'll see if I have to, mess around with the schedules. I don't know. Hopefully not.
Okay.
But
Got you.
anyway, go ahead and just sign up for whatever you want to over here. It's on the last thing here, the monthly tuition and whatnot, and you just choose whichever level you want, and we get started. That was
All
really
right,
fun.
dope.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,